Hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna be comparing dating in Brazil versus Thailand. So I spent over 6 months in both countries, and my experience with just living in Brazil is that there's a lot more to do. I think there's so many different geography demographics. There's like jungle, there's the beach, there's also like a big city like Sao Paulo. And Thailand has that too. Thailand has beaches and they also have like some forests like Chiang Mai and stuff like that. But I would say in Brazil, it was easier to meet people. Even though I didn't speak the same language, I don't speak any Portuguese, people are just interested in you as a foreigner. And they actually like Americans a lot, even though there's some trade war stuff happening with that. They also listen to a lot of American music. On the radio stations, you hear songs in English, which is kind of funny because they don't really speak English. That's something I had a trouble with in dating is that they don't really speak English in Brazil. I think they spoke a little bit more English in Thailand. So I always had my translator app out, which is quite a problem in Brazil because Brazil, they like to I had to bring 5 phones. They love to steal phones like candy over there. Girls would be like, "How come you have 5 phones?" And then I would have to say, "You guys like to take phones." And the thing about phones and electronics in Brazil is that there's an import tax. So it's actually a lot cheaper to bring the phones from the States. So the thing about dating in Brazil is that if you don't speak Portuguese, sometimes you gotta take out the translator app, and that's kind of dangerous because it makes you a target for people to like snatch your phone. The motorcyclists might drive by and snatch it. Luckily for me, I was kind of aware of this and it never happened to me. Whereas in Thailand, you could bring out your phone and you don't have to worry about being robbed. It's a very safe country. You could walk at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. In Bangkok and not even have to worry about any crime. It's not the same in Brazil. In Brazil, it really felt like Gotham City. I felt like in the daytime it's nice, but at night, like I wouldn't even go out at night. It's like a city without Batman. It's crazy. But yeah, in terms of going on dates, I would say the dates in Thailand are cheaper. The food's cheaper, the drinks are cheaper, everything is just cheaper in Thailand. Brazil kind of felt like the prices was more on par with like Texas or just some states that have like a lower cost of living, but it's not that cheap. I think I was paying about $8 per meal, $5 for drinks. I think in Thailand it's like $2 for drinks. It's super cheap. And then in terms of transportation, both cities have really cheap rides. I think Uber is really cheap in both cities. So it's never an issue. I would always pay for the girls' rides to make it easy on them. And it barely put a dent in my wallet. So I would say modes of transportation, both are equal. And I would say in terms of things to do, I would give the edge to Bangkok in terms that things are open later. So if you want to go somewhere at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I felt like you could do that in Bangkok. In Brazil, it's kind of hard to find places that are open. So I would say in terms of things to do at night, Thailand wins. But in terms of things to do in the day, I would say it's pretty equal. And then also, in terms of dating wise, I would say both are pretty easy. The girls are just really, they're really non-judgmental. So they're willing to come back with you if the date goes well on the first date. It's not like 3-date rule that's unheard of in both countries. It's pretty relaxed. So I would say both countries, it's pretty good for dating. But if you want to speak more English, Bangkok wins by a little bit. Safety, Thailand wins by a lot. And then like I think diversity of geography, Brazil wins. And I think the people in Brazil are a lot nicer and warmer. So it's easier to build a social circle in Brazil. And I would say the food, I think Thailand had a bigger range of cuisine at a cheaper price, so Thailand wins on food. Attractiveness of girls. I would say Brazilians are way more attractive than Thai girls. Thai girls, I found them like, they're, in my opinion, some of the worst looking girls in Asia. A lot of them actually get plastic surgery. But even with plastic surgery, I still find Brazilians a lot more attractive. So Brazil wins in terms of attractiveness of girls. And I would say Thai girls are more starfishes, you know? They just lie in bed like a starfish and they don't do anything. Brazil girls are very fun and they're feisty in bed, and you know, it's a lot more enjoyable. So for girls, Brazil is a lot better. But if you're on a budget, I would pick Thailand. Thailand, you could actually save a lot of money by living there. It's one of the cheapest places to live. Not the cheapest, but it is. You could save a lot of money by living there. And then there's also time zone. Brazil is better for time zone. It's 4 hours ahead than the West Coast in Cali. But I would say Thailand is over. It's crazy. I was working around 1 a.m. and it really messes up with your sleep schedule. It's kind of like a graveyard shift, right? So I would say Brazil wins in if you work from American time zone. So yeah, I would say that was my take on Brazil versus Thailand. I think both countries are worth visiting, but I think Brazil for me, I liked it a lot more. If I want to find a partner, Brazil is way better.